What's going on, guys? So the theme or title of this video is, what was the first car you bought? And for me, the first car I bought, not the first car that I had, but the first car that I bought, it was a 2009 Pontiac G6 V6. It had the 3.5 in there. And I tell you what, and I tell you back then, this is 2012, okay? Back then, you can get a car, 3 years old. At the time, this car had about, I think it had like 60,000 miles on it, but it was a one owner. The person took really good care of it. And I think I only paid 10,500 for the car. Now, to get a car with 60,000 miles, that's 3 years old, you're paying almost 20 to 25. Depending on the car and the trim. But that was the average price back then. For a lot of those cars. Now, granted, I think if it had like 30, it probably would have been going for like 14 or 15,000. But honestly, I love that car. The 3.5 that was in it. It was a pretty reliable engine. I'm not a fan of the GM 3.6s. And if you're not really sure, they had a lot of problems with them. If I'm not mistaken, they tended to have a lot of oil leaks and stuff like that. They made good power. But just for reliability's sake, 3.5s are okay. 3.8, the 3800 series GM motor. We all know that engine is a tank. That engine is so damn reliable. But I love that 2000. Mine's a 2009. I love that car because it was so good on the highway. Like one of the best highway driving cars I've ever had. It was so fun. I think it made like 221 horsepower and like 220 pound-feet of torque. It was like where the Pontiac G6 V6 sat right below the Pontiac GT, and of course you had the GTP. Then the GTP got turned over to the GXP, which I think the GXP was like, I think it was supercharged or turbocharged. Someone correct me down below. I think the GTP was turbo. I think the GTP was supercharged, and then the GTP was turbocharged. But I'm not sure. But mine was just naturally aspirated. And really the difference between the Pontiac G6 V6 and the Pontiac G6 GT, just appearance stuff. I believe the GT had the panoramic moonroof. It had like some chrome wheels on there. I think it had the dual exhaust. But yeah, I remember that car replacing the Pontiac Grand Prix. Now, don't get me wrong, I like the Pontiac Grand Prix GT Coupe. I thought that was cool. It was a cool looking car. I'm definitely a fan of those, but I love I love what they did with the Pontiac G6. I know my buddy gave me crap for it. He's like, "Oh, it looks like a chick car," but I'm like, I don't know. I like the curves, man. I like the curves in the car, and I've seen them modded. They look sweet as hell once you add some aftermarket stuff to it. But that was my first car. I thoroughly enjoyed it. But it was kind of getting up there in miles, and I traded it in for a Kia Forte. It was the first generation. It was the hatch. That was a pretty cool car. I'm not gonna lie, people give Kia shit, but back then, 2012, I say Kia probably had the best quality interior in that little period compared to what I had in the G6. G6 was okay, but it was pretty Spartan on the inside. Whereas in the Kia, man, you had the touchscreen. It had a lot of cool features on it. The car itself was okay. It was a 2-liter. But anyways, yeah, Pontiac G6, man, it was a good car that I had. Made decent power. It's just a shame though, like if you're in the Rust Belt states, they're already like rusted through already, that was my first car I bought. Had it for a couple of years. I definitely enjoyed it. Yeah, so if you could, guys, share down in the comments below what your first car was, what you thought about it overall. And y'all have a good day. Take it easy.